Crawford County officials lift business capacity restrictions.
Lawmakers are expected to vote on the massive COVID rescue package this weekend. I'm Skyler Henry at the White House, where President Biden is hoping to get the bill passed in what would be his first legislative win in office.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Crawford County, Kansas officials lift some of the county's coronavirus restrictions on businesses. This is KOAM News at 5. At a commissioners' meeting, county officials voted to remove capacity restrictions for businesses. However, the county will follow the state's mask mandate. Officials said the decision was made because of declining COVID-19 cases in the county. The health department reported 18 new cases this week, down from 36 reported last week. The county currently has 43 people in isolation. Missouri Governor Mike Parson announced that pharmacies throughout Missouri will begin receiving prioritized shipments of the COVID-19 vaccine through a new state pharmacy program. We spoke with one Webb City pharmacist to see the local impact this would have. He says these shipments will help contribute to the pharmacy's growing waiting list.
We don't necessarily know how big it's going to be, but we do know we're going to be getting a consistent, more predictable supply, which will allow us to get our lists taken care of, and people can still get on our lists.
Tonight at 6, we're going to hear more from Fletcher on how the state's new pharmacy program will affect local pharmacies like his. The U.S. Senate is in the midst of a marathon amendment voting spree as Democrats push to pass the president's American Rescue Plan. President Biden is also closely watching the Senate vote outcome while hoping for his first legislative win. Skyler Henry reports from the White House.
The Senate continues its hours-long so-called vote-a-rama with a final vote on the $1.9 trillion American Rescue Plan expected sometime over the weekend.
We are going to power through and finish this bill however long it takes.
We're about to watch one party ram through a partisan package on the thinnest of margins.
Ahead of the vote, Democrats agreed to maintain federal unemployment benefits at $300 per week and extend them through September. $1,400 stimulus checks will phase out for single filers earning more than $75,000 and joint filers earning more than $150,000. Here at the White House, the focus also continues on the pandemic and recovery, with President Biden hosting a Friday afternoon roundtable on the American Rescue Plan and meeting with his economic team.
We can't afford one step forward and 2 steps backwards. We need to beat the virus, provide essential relief, and build an inclusive recovery.
Meanwhile, the director of the CDC says she will soon release long-awaited guidelines for those who've been fully vaccinated against COVID-19.
We are making sure and taking the time to get this right.
Dr. Walensky also urged everyone to double down on prevention measures such as mask wearing. Skyler Henry, CBS News, the White House.
Senator Bernie Sanders today brought up an amendment to include the $15 minimum wage in the Senate bill, though it is expected to fail. Arizona Democrat Kristen Sinema is one of the few Democrats who oppose the provision. She said in a statement the minimum wage debate should be separate from the COVID-focused reconciliation bill. Doug Heddy joins us now. A bit of a cool down today, Doug.
Yeah, quite a bit cooler. We've had the clouds and the on and off light showers throughout the day. Even though most of the showers are coming to an end, it is staying kind of chilly across the region. Most of us right now are sitting low to mid 50s across the region. We are seeing at least a few peaks of the sun now that most of the rain is out of here. Also a little bit breezy. We've had these easterly winds, kind of northeasterly winds at about 5 to 10, upwards to 15 miles per hour at times. But you can see the rain, very light today. Few hundredths of an inch, mainly rotating out of here. Still some light showers in our southern counties, but this wave is heading away from us, and we look pretty good for the rest of the evening hours. We'll start to clear out. I do think after midnight, we're going to start to get some patchy fog. You can see it popping up on our future tracks, so we got to watch that. Of course, we're going to look at the weekend and our next storm systems here in just a bit.
All right, we'll see you then. Thanks, Doug. The Kansas Department of Labor works to add additional representatives to call centers as residents continue to have problems with unemployment benefits. Here at KOAM, we continue to get calls from viewers having issues with unemployment in Kansas. One of them is Janet, a Pittsburgh resident who's been unemployed since the start of the pandemic. She says she was able to draw regular unemployment benefits for a while, but those ran out. And when she tries to apply for extended benefits, she can't because of bugs with the unemployment website.
You can only ask for deferment so many times, it's a struggle, and it's extremely irritating that our government isn't there for you when you need them to be.
On Wednesday, Governor Laura Kelly announced there will be 500 more customer service agents added to call centers and that there will be upgrades to the agency's servers. We're going to hear more about the issues plaguing the Department of Labor and residents tonight at 6. Thousands of Missourians could be off the hook for repaying federal unemployment benefits the state wrongly awarded them. That's the proposal under a Missouri House bill. The state's Labor Department doled out $146 million in unemployment aid to 46,000 Missourians who did not qualify last year. House lawmakers have overwhelmingly voted in favor of forgiving the federal portion of unemployment overpayments owed by Missourians. Under the bill, Missourians would still have to repay the roughly $40 million in unemployment aid that the state kicked in. That measure now heads to the Senate. A little bit later, the newest federal jobs report.
A better than expected report on the job market could be a sign the economy is ready to recover from the coronavirus. I'm Naomi Ruckham with a look inside the numbers.
And next in Health Watch, the pandemic has led to a rise in volunteerism, how participating could impact your health. There's been a delay in the release of new CDC guidelines for people who've been vaccinated against the coronavirus. Health officials have been talking about it for weeks, and it was expected yesterday, but now it's not clear when the much anticipated guidance will become public. Anticipation over new guidance for people who've been vaccinated involved recent comments by a number of top health officials. A new study appears to suggest physical fitness might protect the hearts of COVID-19 patients. Researchers looked at 800 professional athletes who tested positive for the infection. Less than 1% of them developed cardiac injury compared to 7% of the overall population. The studied athletes are young, averaging only 25 years old, and almost all of them are men. Youth is a known factor in lessening the severity of COVID complications, as is maintaining a healthy weight. Taking anti-seizure drugs during pregnancy does not affect a child's development. Researchers found children born to women with epilepsy had no developmental delays at age 3 when compared to children born to women without the disease. Scientists in the UK have examined worms to better understand what makes humans feel full after a meal. They identified a key master controller in the nervous system of worms that helps regulate their nutritional needs and believe humans have a similar system to control overeating. Rising unemployment and hunger in the U.S. have put a strain on many Americans, but it's also had an unexpected side effect, a good one. A new spirit of volunteerism is growing among the country. Reporter Michael George spoke with young volunteers.
Lifelong volunteer Beth Albrecht is teaching her young children the importance of giving back.
I like helping out because it makes me feel like I'm showing compassion and being kind.
As part of the community organization LA Works, the Albrechts donated school supplies to children and blankets to the homeless.
Kids are really exposed now to the challenges that everyone has been going through, and knowing that, while it's okay for us, we know that other people are struggling.
The pandemic has given rise to a new spirit of volunteerism. Volunteer organization New York Cares says its numbers have doubled in the last year.
People are both looking to find purpose in this moment, right? Because volunteerism helps each of us feel like we're connected to the community and the world around us.
And giving back is good for your health. Research shows volunteering helps people stay physically and mentally active. It can also decrease depression, stress levels, and even help you live longer. With many older volunteers unable to participate right now because of COVID risk, organizations say younger volunteers are stepping up. Medical assistant Taylor Blythe joined NYC COVID Sitters, babysitting for healthcare workers that lost their child care.
A lot of us just have all this free time and energy that we want to spend, and we realize that helping others during a time when people really need it is a great way to maybe direct that energy.
A new generation lending a hand at a time when everyone could use one. Michael George, CBS News, New York.
Volunteer organizations say the largest growing need in the U.S. concerns hunger. If you'd like to help, you can start by donating or volunteering at one of our area food banks. Doug Hetty is up next with his complete forecast, and a little bit later, the Congressional Budget Office puts out a new report regarding the national debt.
Definitely turned out to be a much cooler day for us today. Temperatures only into the 50s for highs after the 70s over the past couple days. Of course, we had the clouds. We had some very light little showers which rotated through, but in general, it's Friday, so Fridays are always good days, but you can see lower 70s yesterday. And then we dropped back, and it really kind of cold over the past couple hours, upper 40s to lower 50s. 54 in Iola, 50 in Miami, 50 in Carthage. Anderson also had about 50 degrees. And we have these easterly winds at about 5 to 15. These are going to diminish as we go through the overnight hours for us tonight. And it will start to clear out, which we're already starting to do. You can see a little bit of sunshine out there. Currently outside, it's sitting at 50. East winds at about 5 to 10. Humidity is at 68%. We're going to drop back through the 40s into the 30s. Kind of cold tonight as we drop near freezing a little bit later on tonight. Plus, I do think we're going to see some patchy fog. So watch out for that if you are going to be on the roadways late tonight into tomorrow morning. Over the past several hours, any light showers that we have had have pretty much rotated out of here, and we look pretty good. Still a few random showers in our southern counties, but this whole system now sinking off toward the south and to the east. And if you look out toward the west, there's not a whole bunch going on. That's going to be our weather as we go through the next few days. You can see that huge ridge of high pressure out across the central parts of the Rockies. So that's going to give us some pretty good weather as we head Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and really into Tuesday. And then that storm system off the left coast will start to affect us by the middle part of next week. We'll get into a real active stretch of the pattern. For us tonight, that patchy fog, kind of cold, will drop back lower 30s. Saturday, plenty of sunshine. Temperatures, fantastic as we go near 60 for a high. We'll start at 32, 55 by noon, high temp right around 60, those south winds at about 5 to 10. Tomorrow night, we drop back into the upper 30s for overnight lows, but still we're going to have pretty much clear skies across the region. And then as we head into Sunday, we should go up to about 62 during the afternoon hours. All right, finally, my computer caught up with me. All right, so our next storm system. This is going to be next Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and all the way into the weekend. This is a pretty active stretch in the pattern. This is the stretch we had the last week of January. So showers, thunderstorms on Wednesday into Thursday. If you remember way back on January 30th, we had that Saturday, we had those tornado warnings across the region. It's this system returning. Some heavy amounts of rain. This continues into Friday. One wave rolls by, another wave rolls in Saturday, and then into Sunday. So it's a very wet stretch, and even into Monday as we go into late next week and then the following weekend. So we're going to have rain chances just about each and every day, starting Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So if you don't want the rain, enjoy the drier conditions that we're going to see at least over the next few days. 60 tomorrow, 62 on Sunday, 65 on Monday, 67 on Tuesday. Then those rain chances increase, but temperatures look great over the next 4 or 5 days.
Yeah, we'll take those temps, and storm season, here it comes, ready or not, I guess.
Yeah, we don't have a choice. Got to go through it.
There you go. Thanks, Doug. Coming up, the latest jobs report shows positive signs for our economy. First, though, we honor a local veteran. Ronald Daniels served in the U.S. Army from 1969 to 1970. The Altoona, Kansas native was stationed in Vietnam, and we salute Corporal Ronald Daniels, a four-state hero. Federal debt's on track to be twice the size of the entire U.S. economy by the year 2051. That's the finding of a report from the nonpartisan Congressional Budget Office. The CBO projected this year's federal debt would be 102% of the U.S. gross domestic product. Americans are going back to work as the economy starts to rev up after a year of the pandemic. Naomi Ruckham reports.
Chris Dickerson has something new at his San Francisco bar. customers.
I've been looking forward to this day for quite a while. It's been 351 days since I've poured a drink and had a sale.
The pandemic shut him down for almost a year, but now he's open again with indoor dining allowed. COVID restrictions are being relaxed across the country, leading to more business and the need for more workers. In February, the U.S. economy added a better than expected 379,000 jobs. The unemployment rate fell from 6.3 to 6.2%. 12 months ago, the unemployment rate hit a 50-year low of 3.5%. When the pandemic shutdown started, job losses skyrocketed. The rate then slowly dropped over the course of the year.
We have 9.5 million fewer jobs than we had a year ago.
But CBS News business analyst Jill Schlesinger says there are signs the economy and job market are ready for a resurgence. It's estimated Americans saved more than $1.5 trillion during the pandemic. At the same time, Congress is negotiating a new round of unemployment benefits and stimulus checks. The money would come as vaccinations increase, COVID cases go down, and people get back to their old spending habits.
People spend money. Companies then need more help. They need to hire more people. More people have jobs.
Businesses are preparing for an increase in customers. Some budget airlines are looking to hire more pilots, believing Americans are ready to make travel plans and boost an industry struggling since the pandemic began. Naomi Ruckham, CBS News, New York.
According to the report, most of the job gains were in the leisure and hospitality industries. A shocking new study shows a large stall in careers for women as compared to men. LinkedIn calls it an entitlement gap. In a survey, the social media platform discovered only 38% of women negotiated pay raises with their current employers compared to 61% of men. The survey also found more than 2/3 of women believe that having children affected their career progression. Tech company IBM and Moderna are joining forces in the race to vaccinate people quickly. The two are looking to use artificial intelligence and blockchain to help improve vaccine distribution. Right now, the companies are just exploring how technology can help with the vaccination process. Americans who bought new homes or refinanced their mortgages over the past few months might have done it at a really good time. The average rate on a 30-year fixed-rate mortgage rose to 3% for the first time since July. Rates do remain near historic lows as the economy strains toward recovery during the pandemic. Final check of the forecast next. The CBS Evening News is next. Then on KOAM News at 6, we're going to have more on Missouri's new program to give pharmacies a higher priority when it comes to vaccine distribution. Plus, Pitt State officials discuss the future of some low enrollment programs. And we're going to check out a college fishing tournament happening right now in northeastern Oklahoma. Stay with us for the CBS Evening News and then KOAM News at 6. It's almost March Madness time, and the tournament's host city of Indianapolis just set a brand new record. Every year, the city puts up a mural with a bracket on the J.W. Marriott building. Well, this year's bracket covers more than 47,000 square feet. It makes it the biggest bracket ever made. The mural took 100 hours to print, 5 days to install. The city set the previous record back in 2015, but that bracket was around 15 to 20 feet smaller than this year. So if you're going to do it, you might as well make it a bit bigger and build on the record, I guess. Checking back with Doug Hetty, looking into the weekend.
All right, Dow, we're going to clear out tonight. Kind of cold. We'll drop back right around the freezing mark, and we're also going to see some patchy fog, which is going to build in. The weekend's going to be fantastic. Get outside, enjoy it, plenty of sunshine. It's not going to be very windy. The winds will pick up a little bit on Sunday, but high temps right around 60, and then we warm well through the 60s by next week.
Thanks, Doug, and thank you for joining us. We'll see you back here at 6. In the meantime, let's take care of ourselves and each other.